I was thinking about this, and when I think about every major shift that's happened in history creates fear, right? People get scared of change. The internet did it, social media did it, television, the telephone, and AI isn't any different. The question isn't necessarily should you be afraid? I think there's a better question. And the question really is how do we stay conscious while we use it? And maybe a better question even is how do we even know what's real anymore? Because we really, truly, friends, we are entering a time where it's becoming harder and harder to tell the difference between what is authentic, what is manipulated a bit, what is human created, what is AI created. And that's exactly why I believe that intuition can no longer just be something that's a spiritual tool that some people use. We all need to use our intuition. It is becoming a life skill. So if you recognize that, if that feels true for you, throw me a heart or say yeah or something. Just I want to hear who are my people. You're watching me live, you're watching me on the replay. Because for over 40 years, I've been really developing that skill of intuition and teaching people for the last 25 plus years. And most people think intuition is about like predicting the future, but it's not. It's actually about living in discernment. It's about knowing, it's about sensing, trusting, feeling when things feel off or not, when they feel true or not. And it's about recognizing that that gut is speaking to you and it's speaking to you always. And, my intention has always been to teach people how to trust the wisdom that exists beyond the world. So beyond the headlines and ideas and opinions and what people are saying and the news and the noise that is all around us. And really, I think that intuition has become a skill that is going to be more valuable than ever because we're moving into a world where we can create ideas and images that never happened. Videos of people that are saying things that they never said, voices that sound exactly like the person's voice, um, pictures that look exactly like the person looks, and and there can be great aspects of that, and there can also be some really shitty ones when it gets used with a negative intent, right? There's articles that can be written by machines and creative things that can be created in like seconds, sometimes minutes. And I think part of what everybody gets nervous about is some of that can be really, really good. Some of it can be like so powerful and so empowering, and some of it won't. And there is no technology, I want to tell you this, that is going to replace your ability to discern the difference. There's no technology that's going to replace our deep lived wisdom or replace our human intuition. In fact, I think that people who are going to be thriving in the future aren't necessarily going to be the people that know the most about technology. They are going to be the people who have learned how to have harmony or balance with technology and humanity, technology and discernment, technology and wisdom, uh, knowledge and wisdom and intuition, because information will let us know, what's out there, what's being said, but intuition is what tells us what is true. And there is a lot of things that are out in the world right now that aren't true. And so, back in the day, we used to call this liars, right? And people would lie, and then you had to discern if they were telling the truth or not. Well, now there's lies everywhere, literally. Anybody can kind of sell you anything and they can create something to look like it's something that's real. And so let's talk about AI. And I want to hear your opinion of AI. So if you are watching me now, whether you're watching me live or you're watching me on the replay, just share with me What is your opinion of AI? Are you scared of it? Are you using it? Are you excited about it? Are you tentative, like you're learning it a little bit, but you're a little bit unsettled with it? Like, what is your experience of it? I would love to hear that. Um, because I think that that gets people, I think we want to find a common ground here. And people have a tendency to get afraid of change very quickly. And uh, I happen to be somebody that loves change. I really always love change. So let's talk specifically about AI. So I use it. I have used it for 2 or 3 years. My team uses it. It helps us save time. It helps us to brainstorm ideas. It helps us to really like organize information and create um, systems and organization on the back end. It helps us to solve problems. Like today, when my Riverside app wasn't working correctly, and I could go to AI and say, "Hey, this is what's happening, and this is what's working, and this is what I need it to do, and what's missing," and it just in 10 minutes helped me go through something that probably would have taken me 2 hours. And so it helps us to do things that used to take hours, right? And so that's one of the experiences literally that I had today where that's a benefit, right? When I was setting up, I got a new Mac computer. And when I was setting it up, and you plug it in, and it's kind of both supposed to be plug and play. And there were a couple things that weren't working on it. And I could go into Chatty, which is Chat GPT, and I can say, "Hey, I'm trying to sign in. This is what it's saying. This is what I did, but this is the response I'm getting back." And you can say, "Oh, yeah, you need to try this," or "Yeah, sometimes that's a mess. You got to look here." So those are a couple of the ways that you can really use AI to help support you. And there's so many more, which we'll talk about in a couple of minutes. But I would love to hear from you. Like, what does it scare you? Does it make you nervous? I see someone, I don't want to know about it. I hear you, Barbara. And I have a lot of clients that are right in the same place you are. Um, and I think other people, let's see, what if I feel relieved of it? That at least today my brain can tell the difference if it's AI or real. I'm worried if it can't in 10 years from now. I hear that, Elena. I get that too. So there's some of that is some concern of what might be coming down the road. And here, guys, is the deal. I'm not an AI expert. I'm learning it and I'm growing just as many of you are. I think the difference is I'm not afraid of it. I think that certainly I could choose to be in fear. There's lots of things to be afraid of in this world, and everything that I can think of, um, can have a perspective that's negative and fear based, or can have a perspective that's positive. And when I think about using AI in some of those ways, and I'm like, holy shit, it just created this thing for me to help me to get through this problem in like 5 minutes. That's fantastic. And I thought it was awesome. And then there are other things, you guys, where I've had AI do something and it's gotten it wrong. It's given me the wrong information. It misunderstood something that I said. It didn't add things up right. It used the wrong date. I said it was on July 17th, and they said July 17th was a Thursday. And so it it sounded like it was right, but when I actually read through it, it wasn't. And I think that's part of what's so important about AI is yes, it can be helpful. Absolutely it can be helpful. But it isn't wisdom. It's it's and it isn't even it's not even discernment, it's not even intuition, and it's not the truth. It's a tool. AI is a tool. And it's a tool that can be used in really powerful ways, which means I think that we need to learn how to use it consciously. And that brings me back to intuition because when we have information and then we have wisdom, and I want you to feel into those two things, information and wisdom, they're not the same thing. Information tells us the thing that is actually out there that's being said, and intuition is telling us what is true and what is not true. We get those gut feelings, we have that sense, we have that awareness. And I think, like anything else, um, there's polarity in everything, right? So AI has polarity. There's good and there's not so good. Can it be used for bad? Sure. Um, but so can anything, right? Everything has polarity. Money has polarity, and social media and spirituality and relationships. Like anything can be used consciously or unconsciously. Anything can be used to create or to destroy. And AI isn't any different than that. So, when I think about like tools, AI is a tool. A hammer that can build a home, it can build incredible things, or it could break a window. It could tear anything apart. Money could support a charity or support um, uh, buying food and things like that, or it could support a war. Social media, it can create connection, incredible connection. That's how we used to use it. But it also creates division, which is how a lot of people use it now. So the tool itself is just a tool that is neutral. It's not good and it's not bad. It's the consciousness of the person that is using the tool and the intent that they are using it with. That's what matters. And I think that's where then integrity comes in, because every tool then is just going to amplify the intention behind it. A kind person can use AI to help people, and a dishonest person can use AI to screw someone over. They can, right? A conscious person can use it to create solutions, and an unconscious person can use it to create doubt or confusion or manipulation. The technology itself isn't the issue. It truly is the consciousness and the intention behind it. And that's why I think now, at this time, really more than ever, we need to have both. Yes, innovation. We are always going to have innovation, and we always need intuition. We need technology and we need humanity. I know there's a lot of talk right now, like, oh my God, the robots are going to take over the world and they're going to take all the jobs. And I'm not saying that there won't be a change in jobs. There will be. And also, we are always going to need humans. Like that is undeniable. We need intelligence, which is artificial intelligence. We also need wisdom, that is lived, learned experience, not one or the other. We don't live in a this or that world. We live in a this and that world. We need both. And so this is why I've had so many clients that have been either really afraid or really excited or hesitant, not quite sure, and they don't really understand everything that actually they can do with AI to help benefit them because they're so afraid of it. Or I've seen people that are going the opposite way and they're using it for everything and they're not bringing in their humanness. They're not even reading over what they wrote and they're just putting it out there and it just sounds like a robot. And so this is why my tech guru, Chris, and I decided to offer a free class. It's tomorrow night um, because I think it's so important for us to have some common ground. And I think that many of you know, if you know me, if you know my work and you know my background, you know that I'm going to be teaching and speaking from a place of integrity. So Chris has been with me in my company for over 20 years, and her and I are going to put this free class on tomorrow night where we are going to integrate both the humanity aspect of it and the intelligence aspect of it, and how we can bring this into harmony to use it to save time, energy, and money for you, both in your personal life and in your business life. So a lot of you know me from my teaching, my books. I'm a spiritual teacher and author, intuitive. I teach personal growth classes and memberships and business development, and all of that has been, my life's work since I was 13 years old. and been in the professional field for 25 years, written 24 books, etc. What you don't probably know is much about is Chris. So some of you know she's been on my team for 20 years, but she is our tech wizard. So she's on the background. She's the one that designs my website and does all the back end work for all of my systems. And she spends her days really immersed in technology, which is great because she loves it. She loves technology. She loves automation and systems and understanding how all that goes together. And over the last um, three years or so, she's really taken a deep dive into AI because if you're in the tech world, you have to. If you don't learn what you're doing and how to start doing it in a different way, you're going to miss out and you're going to lose the ability to comprehend what's coming down and coming forward in the future. And so together, the two of us are going to bring uh, different perspectives to the class and to the conversation because Chris is going to help you make sense of the technology aspect of it, and I'm going to help you make sense of the human aspect of it. And then together, we're going to help you to really understand what AI actually is. And I want to share with you that um, there's a few things we're going to really talk about for this class tomorrow night. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what it is and how you're already using it every day, and you have been for years and years and years, even if you didn't know it. We're also going to be talking about what you need to know to really keep yourself and your family safe, how it is being used in ways that you want to be mindful of, what concerns really there are, what are real concerns, and what are concerns that are just more fear-based and on maybe a lower frequency. We're also going to talk about practical ways that AI can really support your life and your business if you have one. We're going to talk about how to use it without losing your voice, without making it sound like everybody else's word crap that's out there. Because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's a lot of it. Um, and how to not lose your values or your intuition, which is to me is critical. And then also talk about what's coming. Like, what do we see kind of in the front lines of what's going to actually be showing up, and how to start navigating it from a more conscious state. So, for our free class tomorrow night, you don't need any technical experience at all, and you don't have to even know anything about AI. You just need to be ready to show up. And you don't have to have even used it yet if you don't want. If you're curious, or if you're confused, or if you're excited, or if you're skeptical, you all belong, because this conversation is for anybody that just wants more information. And I think that, you know, a lot of people feel like they have to choose one or the other. I'm going to be into it or I'm not going to be into it. This is not the case. Um, you're not being asked to choose between technology and humanity. We are human beings, but what we are asking is for us to become maybe more human while we learn to work with technology in a way that is in integrity and in alignment for your soul, for each one of us individually, and to be able to determine and discern that. And I think one of the greatest gifts that we can give ourselves and our family is to learn how to be able to navigate this new era, this new world consciously and responsibly, and with our intuition and our integrity really intact. So, what I'd love for you to do is I'd love to invite you to come and join my free event. It's tomorrow night. It starts at 5 o'clock Pacific time. I have the link here if you're on Facebook or YouTube, and it's right below here. If you're on Instagram, you can go click on it and get registered. You can share that link with anybody. You don't have to be a member of my community. This is something that we are sharing and opening up to help people to understand what AI is doing and be mindful on all sides. It's really an integrity thing for me. It's learning how to use it with conscious intention. And some people are using it with negative intentions to screw people over, to take advantage of people, to manipulate. That won't end. That is part of the humanity, right? That's part of the polarity. And there are a lot of us that can use it in ways that can save you time, energy, and money. I mean, there's probably things that you don't even know that it can do that you're spending time doing and you just don't think about it. It can create a recipe for you in 10 seconds. It can help you to plan and organize a trip um, in the way that's going to make the most sense with the least amount of backtracking to do. It can, so that those are just some personal things. It can help you maintain a continuous grocery list. It can actually, if you want to get more technical, it can actually do your grocery shopping online for you. So there's so many things it can do business wise. Goodness gracious, you guys, it can create images, and I'm sure you guys have seen all the images. But there are images that you can't tell. You don't even know that that's AI that you're looking at. So it can create images, and it can create content, and it can create calendars of events, and it can do things behind the scenes that are so powerful. And I know one of the big fears is that people aren't going to have their jobs, and or that we're always going to have to deal with robots and computers. And hey, I'm the first one to say I had to call my bank yesterday, and I do not love calling the bank and having to go through and hit the button and hit the button and hit the button and hit the button, and you can't get a real person. I get that. I think we should look at this as a way of using this and that. And there's some companies that are going to go completely AI and they're not going to have humans involved. That's their right. And we get to choose what we support with our money. That's what you get to decide. And so we're going to dive into all of these subjects and a whole bunch more here. If you have questions for me, throw them in the comments now, guys. Let's talk. Let's talk about it. This isn't just for me to talk. Let's see. Um, what I fear the most about AI is that they tend to be condescendent. Let's say I am looking for a missing person and I tell it, was he or she found here? And they would likely say yes, even though it's not correct. So what AI does is oftentimes it agrees with you. There's a lot if you're going to use AI in a way that's really in alignment and integrity for yourself, you have to begin by training it. And training it, I mean to understand your nature, your voice, the way that you communicate, and giving it rules. And one of the rules can be don't kiss my ass all the time. Like literally, that's one of my AI's rules. I don't want you to always say I'm right. That is absolutely it's affirmative, is what it is. We don't necessarily want that if you're wanting actual information and clarity. So that's absolutely a very good point. Google is a little bit more reliable. Well, you see, AI comes from Google. I mean, AI goes and it searches all the search engine, it searches all the information that was on Google. So that's where a lot of this is coming from. And a lot of people are using AI like Google. So they're just going in and asking a question. But there are ways where you can really fine tune it and make it work very, very well for you. Next question. Is Chat GPT AI? Yes, it is, Barbara. Chat GPT, Claude, Perplexity, Grok. There's hundreds of them now. But those Gemini, those are pretty much the most popular ones. OpenAI, but there really are hundreds of them. Lots of people getting in on the AI train. Okay. Are you going to go over business tips? So we will talk about some of the ways that you can use AI to support your business. Absolutely. Tools that you can use, tools that we're using in School of Light. We just actually created an AI agent that was able to help my calendar system so that my assistant doesn't need to go in and manually put in my appointments and things like that, that AI can actually take it from my calendar and put it where it needs to go. Like that's going to save many, many, many hours for her. So there's things like that that it can do really, really well. And lots of things that you can do in your personal life that could be benefiting you and save you time, energy, and money so that we can do more of the human things that we want to do. Come join us tomorrow night, 5 o'clock Pacific time. And it's about an hour and a half class with me and Chris. And we're going to dive in. And if you have friends that you think might benefit from this, or you have parents or siblings or children that you're like, hey, you want to jump onto this free class, feel free to share the link with them as well, because they can absolutely register for this. It's free to everyone. And we're really wanting to just um, help people have a little bit better understanding of something that is hard to understand. And I think it's really hard to understand for our older generations. So, I guess in a lot of ways, I'm an older generation now at 55. But, anytime there's change, it can be confusing. And when we get into technology, a lot of people, they're scared of it just because they don't understand it. So if you're scared of it and you don't understand it, come and join us. All right. Okay, friends. Hey, thank you so much. I hope you got some value out of this. If you are on YouTube, I want to just remind you, I had a little issue with YouTube and had to change it. It's hard to explain, but the way I set it up 18 years ago was incorrect. And so I had to go and change it. So one of the things I'd love for you to do if you're on YouTube, or if you haven't followed me on YouTube, I've got a podcast every Tuesday. So you ought to come and follow me on YouTube, because I would do it live and then it's up so that you can watch it later if you want. And I'm doing some pop-ins on YouTube as well. But if you haven't joined us on YouTube, or if you are, please go and check that you're subscribed, because it automatically deleted many of my subscribers, like I think 600 or 700 of them. When we actually had to make the change, they had put me as a musical artist instead of as an educational platform. And so I had to release all of the people that signed up under the musical one, which people just, you wouldn't know. I didn't even know until recently. So if that's something that you feel guided to do, go and like and subscribe and share the video. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow night, 5 o'clock for the event. Spread the word and help us out. Okay. Have a great one, guys. I love you all. Happy Sunday.